Okay, somebody emailed this to me, and I want to go over it with you because I think it's a really perfect example of how the left tends to operate, namely by tossing labels around with no regard for the actual reality, with no attempt to be coherent in the placement of the labels that they're tossing around. So the website Pink News has a big headline. Headline is right-wing religious bigot for Ben Shapiro's Daily Wire manages to be transphobic and racist in just 27 seconds. And this, of course, is about yours truly. And that is pretty efficient of me, you have to admit. Transphobic and racist in 27 seconds? It's got to be a Guinness Book record right there. But let's take a look at the article and see how because they've made two accusations here in the headline. Transphobic, racist. Let's see how they present the evidence that I am those things. It says, Matt Walsh, a frequent writer for the religious right. I'm a frequent writer for the religious right, they say. I'm not a writer for the Daily Wire. I'm a writer for the religious right. As an organization, the religious right organization has hired me as a writer. They send me assignments via email. Their email address, religiousright@gmail.com. And they tell me what to write about, and so I write about them, whatever they say. So it says, Matt Walsh, a frequent writer for the religious right, spoke earlier this week at the California State University, Los Angeles. The event was hosted by the Young Americans for Freedom, a conservative youth group. The Daily Wire's founder, Ben Shapiro, is a vocal right-wing campaigner who has consistently hit out against the trans and non-binary communities. While speaking in front of a packed room, Walsh said that trans people cheapen womanhood and compared their existence to a costume that a man can wear. That's true. I did say both those things. He added, if it's cultural appropriation for a white man to dress like a black man, isn't it all the more appropriation for a man to dress like a woman? He went further to claim that trans people's very existence ferments confusion in the minds of children. I said foments, but really ferments works too, I suppose. And that trans people reduce gender to an abstract concept that we theorize about. Walsh then said, this is especially ironic considering the concern for cultural appropriation. Walsh then alleged that some parents first realized that their boy is a girl because he played with dolls. A boy with dolls used to be girly. Now you're saying he's literally a girl? If a boy who exhibits womanly characteristics is therefore a girl, then those gender constructs, far from being torn down, are far more potent and powerful than any conservative ever made them out to be. That was me. They were quoting me there. A number of Twitter users lit into Walsh's transphobic and racist words. And then they quote a bunch of random Twitter people complaining about me. And that's it. Okay? That's it. That's the article. Do you notice something here? Maybe you noticed it. Because they came in hot with the headline and they're making big claims. Transphobic and racist in 27 seconds. There is no attempt made, none at all, to actually explain how what I said qualifies as transphobic. Or even what transphobic actually means, because I gotta be honest with you, I don't even know what that means. I'm familiar with the term, I hear it a lot. I don't know what you mean by that. But you could explain it. No attempt made. Just didn't even try. And there's also no attempt made to explain why I'm wrong. So they quote me saying a bunch of stuff, and they did quote me accurately, except for the one word they got wrong, but that's fine. And I'm glad they quoted that, because I'm reading back the article just now and I'm thinking, wow, I made some great points. Those are actually really good points. I got to give that speech again. So to me, I read that. Now I'm biased, of course, because I'm the one who said it. But to me, I read that and I think, well, those are legitimate points. I don't know what the problem is here. If there's a problem, you could try to explain what the issue is. But again, they don't even try. I'm alleging that men who dress like women are appropriating womanhood. Yes, that is my allegation. Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. How is that bigoted? Explain to me how it's bigoted. Please explain it. And forget about bigoted, just explain why it's wrong. You don't even have to, I'll let you go on the bigoted thing. I don't even care. Just explain how I'm wrong. Where do I go wrong? Where's the error? See, I run into this all the time when I talk about this issue, and I make points like this, especially with things like, it's an appropriation of womanhood. In that same speech, I say that men dressing in drag is like a female blackface, degrading, offensive, a caricature, a mockery. And that's another one where I think actually the Media Matters, they a few days ago, they got me on the female blackface thing. They posted a thing on their Twitter saying that I'm a bigot for that. Again, not explaining why is that bigoted. Also, why is it wrong? I'm not exaggerating, or this is, I seriously, I have yet to hear from one single leftist, LGBT, activist, any of these people. I've heard from many of them screaming at me, calling me a bigot, saying, how dare you say these things? I've heard from them. Not a single one of them has even tried to actually engage with the point that I'm making and demonstrate why it's wrong. Not a single one. So I open the invitation again to anyone who happens to be watching this. And I know Media Matters is watching this. And so Media Matters, maybe if you want to do me a favor, and you're always clipping my show, and I appreciate all the promotion you do for the show. And it has been indispensable. I'm serious. And I do thank you for that. If you maybe want to clip what I'm saying right now, put it on your Twitter. I mean, this is a challenge I'm opening to any liberal, leftist, LGBT, whatever, anyone who disagrees with me. The points that I just read from that Pink News article, explain why I'm wrong. Try. I dare you to try. Because I don't think you can. It's just like the challenge I have put forth a million times about define what the word woman. What is a woman? No one's done it yet. So I once again, I throw it out there. Please just give it a shot. Yes, I say that a man dressing up like a woman is an appropriation of womanhood. It is the very definition of appropriation. Tell me why I'm wrong. And then hilariously, they throw in the charge of racism completely at random. The writer doesn't even get into the ballpark of explaining why I'm racist. What? Racist? Where are you getting that from? I think at this point, it's an instinct for these people. They can't help it. On the left, it's like it's Tourette's syndrome at this point. They hear a point they don't like, and it's just racist, transphobic, homophobic. It doesn't even matter what was said. Racist? Okay, you've got a lot of work to do in explaining why I'm transphobic, whatever that means. Work that, again, begins with explaining what the word even means. You got a lot of work to do there. But to explain why that is racist, go ahead. Again, I welcome, encourage, ask for, I plead for someone to try to engage with these points. Tell me how it's racist. And this is why, labels, we're at a point now where these labels just don't really mean anything anymore, because you use them all the time, and they have become synonymous with I don't agree with you. So when you call the person who wrote that headline calling me racist, obviously there's nothing racist in there. What they mean is I don't like this guy. He makes me upset. He makes my tummy hurt. And so this is what I'm calling. That's what they mean when they say it. And that really is a problem because, even though I'm not sure what transphobic means, I do know what racist means. Racism is a real thing that exists in the world, not just in America, not just in white countries. It exists across the world. It's existed throughout history. It's a bad thing. It has been the starting point for many atrocities and human rights violations and all kinds of terrible, awful, bloody, oppressive things throughout history. So racism is a real thing. And that's what makes it all the worse, that you on the left have removed all meaning from this word. And talk about cheapening and degrading things. You have cheapened the word racism. So that now, when you say the word and you call someone racist, it could be that the person you're calling racist actually is racist, because there are racist people out there. So it's possible that you could mean that. But it could also just be a temper tantrum. It could also just be verbal diarrhea. It could just be the leftist version of Tourette syndrome. And I don't know, because of how you have hollowed out this term from your consistent, relentless abuse of it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Matt Walsh Show. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right down there so you can stay up to date on all of our future content.